We shot the same story from two different perspectives.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me, is that she's a walking, talking contradiction, yet it's perfectly harmonious for her.
If we crossed over and then we got together and had a couple of ideas, and that was that.
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina. Hollywood drama alert, everyone. Buckle up, because this blockbuster of a story might just blow your mind. We've got Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni, and Rob McElhenney entangled in an alleged web of orchestrated chaos, and it's more twisted than a rom-com marathon gone wrong. If you're ready for the tea, the popcorn, and the shade, you're in the right place. Imagine the hype, a cinematic take on the best-selling novel It Ends With Us, starring none other than Blake Lively, paired with director Justin Baldoni, known for his heartfelt projects and charismatic screen presence.
I was testing for a show that ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of two people, maybe. And then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious. Right. Either you got the job or there's something wrong.
Yeah, no.
And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that your eyebrows would be too distracting.
What? Oh, no.
And then they went like, so what can we do about your eyebrows?
Before cameras even rolled, fans were losing their minds. It was basically the perfect recipe for a guaranteed smash hit, a beloved actress, a rising director, and a novel with a cult-like following. But that Hollywood sparkle faded faster than cheap nail polish when rumors started circulating about creative tension on set. People were pointing fingers at Justin Baldoni as the controlling, borderline tyrannical director who wouldn't give Blake a shred of artistic freedom. Tabloids had a field day. Blake battles Baldoni. Creative differences erupt. Could it all go bust? The headlines were so dramatic, you'd think the set was on fire. Spoiler alert, there was no fire, just a smokescreen of alleged PR scheming if you believe the whispers. In reality, though, Rob McElhenney, yes, the comedic genius from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, started dropping hints that maybe all this drama was about as authentic as a knockoff designer handbag.
If we told the same story, except told through the prism of each individual tone.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director. Yeah. And so I said, you know, what is this? Because the script is definitely like a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix.
And it's like, yeah, it's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, kind of like my outfit, I guess.
According to Rob, the tension swirling around Blake and Baldoni was actually a carefully orchestrated fiasco set in motion by none other than Ryan Reynolds himself. Are we all living in some sort of marketing matrix? Possibly. Stick around, because it's about to get wilder than a reality show reunion episode. Now, before we dig deeper into this drama-packed story, don't forget to like and subscribe, because let's face it, we all got bills to pay. Now back to the tea. Now, how on earth does Rob McElhenney factor into this labyrinth of Hollywood secrets? Well, folks, he claims he stumbled upon a clandestine plan that reads like the script for a spy thriller. Coded messages, hush-hush alliances, and a grand mission to catapult Blake's image to stratospheric levels of sympathy. According to Rob, Ryan Reynolds was the ringmaster, orchestrating everything from leaked news bites to rumor-laced headlines.
There's a myriad of them, but one in particular, I remember we were learning about the word minority.
It's really kind of made me a better person, I think, you know? I sort of miss being horrible. It's hard, like, you know, it's always a challenge.
The motive? Simple. Just stir up controversy. 1. Elevate Blake's brand by painting her as a visionary actress hampered by an overbearing director. 2. Rack up massive publicity for the film, ensuring that even those who barely pay attention to Hollywood gossip would start asking, what's It Ends With Us and why is everyone fighting about it?
The idea that people think that they know you, I think because of how intrusive media is these days, people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
If that sounds too slick to be real, you're not alone. There's a whole faction of fans who think this is either exaggerated or standard industry business. But Rob insists he found the digital breadcrumbs. Text messages referencing hidden dragons, insider calls about controlling the press narrative, and strategic leaks to tabloids that thrive on conflict like bees on honey. Let's just say, if this is a PR stunt, it's as elaborate as the plot lines in the Fast and Furious franchise. franchise, minus the cars, but definitely not minus the drama. So, what's the tea on these so-called dragons that Blake mentioned in her private chats?
She's the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones, and that's what Blake Lively says in a text message, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. That's, again, believed to be the other person, and that they are powerful advocates for her. And while it seems to be said like, I'm so lucky that I have them as great storytellers to help me rewrite the script.
Apparently, these are her influential Hollywood allies, power players who can spin a story better than a DJ spinning records at Coachella. These folks allegedly fed tabloids curated narratives about how poor Blake was constantly butting heads with Justin Baldoni. Talk about turning a production set into a battlefield. It gets even juicier. Uncut text messages that came to light showed a completely different vibe on set, one where Blake and Justin were perfectly cordial, maybe even downright friendly. That begs the question, why the big fuss in the tabloids? According to Rob, it was all part of Ryan's grand plan, orchestrating tension leaks to generate sympathy for Blake. In simpler terms, if fans believe Blake's being stifled, they'll rally behind her. Next thing you know, number Free Blake might start trending on Twitter, and the upcoming film rides a wave of pre-release hype all the way to the bank. Marketing 101, but with a dash of Shakespearean backstabbing for flavor. But here's where things twist like a pretzel. Ryan himself is nowhere to be seen in all these leaked battles. It's like he's some invisible puppet master, ensuring the narrative is chaotic enough to be newsworthy, yet not so chaotic that it backfires and tanks the entire production. Did he pull it off flawlessly? We'll see. Because once Rob got wind of the deception, he decided it was time to yank back the velvet curtain. Let's talk about the fans. Those lovable folks who believed the tabloids harder than kids believe in the tooth fairy. When the initial Blake versus Baldoni rumors hit, social media collectively lost its mind. People exclaimed, "How dare he stifle our queen?" Or, "He's threatened by her star power." They painted Justin Baldoni as the ultimate villain, a sneering baddie who squashed Blake's creative spark. Then, bam, Rob shows up, basically handing everyone a pair of X-ray glasses to see through the gossip. Cue the whiplash. Suddenly, the very fans who were sending Baldoni hate tweets started wondering if they'd been duped. The phrase, "Wait, are we being played?" ricocheted across comment sections faster than a gossip blogger can hit publish. Many felt betrayed. We adored Blake and Ryan for their playful, unproblematic vibe. Now you're telling us they might have orchestrated a drama cameo to sell tickets? It's like finding out the coolest party on campus was just a marketing ploy to get you to sign up for a credit card. If people hate one thing more than bad news, it's the feeling of being scammed or manipulated. And let's just say, the meltdown was epic. At this point, you might be thinking, why would Rob McElhenney risk diving headfirst into this swirling vortex of potential backlash? Isn't he the comedic genius who'd rather poke fun at absurdity than blow the lid off a scandal? Well, according to Rob himself, he initially kept things private. He tried to raise concerns discreetly, presumably to avoid turning into Hollywood's version of Deep Throat. But after being brushed off, or possibly stonewalled, Rob decided the truth was more important than maintaining cozy celeb friendships. Sure, some fans applauded him for telling it like it is, but others accused him of looking for drama where there was none. Let's just say his holiday card list may have shrunk, but he's gained a loyal following of truth seekers who love that he dared to call out the supposed puppet masters. Now, whether you see him as a hero or a guy who just doesn't get how Hollywood PR works, it's undeniable that he cracked the story wide open. People who once took headlines at face value began peeking behind the curtain, and once you see how the sausage is made, it's hard to unsee it, especially if that sausage is stuffed with cunning calculations. Ready for the legal thunder? Because that's what rolled in next. Blake Lively's attorney abruptly resigned after going through the so-called unedited messages. The official line was, "Irreconcilable differences," which is basically legalese for, "I'm outta here, and I don't want my name attached to this." Rumors swirled that the attorney found the real story too dicey to defend, leaving Blake's team scrambling for damage control. Suddenly, the Lively Reynolds brand, once the epitome of couple goals, started showing cracks. While they might not exactly be persona non grata in Hollywood, the aura of "they're so cute and harmless" got a serious dent. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, initially painted as the big bad, is now being eyed with sympathy from those who feel he was thrown under the bus. He hasn't lashed out publicly, at least not yet, but word on the street is he might be considering action to set the record straight, especially if the negative press impacted his professional standing. So, was this a masterpiece of marketing or a fiasco that backfired spectacularly? Maybe both. If there's one takeaway, it's that Hollywood is essentially a giant stage, and we're the audience, cheering, booing, or flipping hashtags at a moment's notice. With Rob McElhenney stepping speaking out as the whistleblower, we're left to wonder how much of the industry's day-to-day is smoke and mirrors, and how many more hush-hush stories lurk behind that glitzy facade. Now it's over to you, dear viewers. Drop a comment and let us know what you think. Did Blake and Ryan orchestrated the perfect PR swirl, or is Rob just overreacting to standard Hollywood spin? While you're pondering that, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know if this saga has another unexpected chapter. Let's face it, in Hollywood, the drama never really ends. It just waits for the next encore. If you see a celebrity feud that seems too perfectly timed, there might just be a puppet master pulling those shiny strings. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.